Our farm was 42 acres, and it was on the Hunterdon Plateau, which meant the soil was not very good for agricultural use. It was very, very hard rock. So that's why one of the reasons that you had poultry farms, you didn't need to have very good agricultural use of it. And what happened, we were 4 miles from the Delaware River, and the Lockatong Creek ran 3/4 of a mile through the property. Our property was long and narrow along the old highway. Route 12, no highway was built, and the old highway was a bend that they had straightened out. We were the only farm on that bend, and we were down near the creek. I'd say the farmhouse, which was an 1842 farmhouse, which was 11 rooms, slate roof, dirt floor. The beams in the ceiling were hand-hewn. There was no nails in the entire place. It was all pegged. And so the creek, which was normally 3 feet deep and 20 feet across, became 10 feet deep and 1/4 of a mile across. And all the chickens, since it was at nighttime, were sleeping on the low, they were all drowned. So this was a time when the river went up 40 feet. And they had not had a flood like that since 1902. In fact, down in Frenchtown, they showed a line in town where the water level had reached the building, and this was higher than that. There was a bridge up in Easton that was knocked off of the piers. A house that was going down the river hit the bridge and it went off. And so at that point, it was in August, and if you know anything about the chicken business, you get the baby chicks in the spring, January, February, March, and 6 months later they start laying eggs. So you're putting money in for 6 months where you're borrowing money, and then at the end you pay off and you have money left over and start the next year. Well, this happened in August when they were just beginning to lay eggs. They were peewee eggs, small eggs. And of course you get less for the small eggs than you do for the larger eggs. And at that point, all 10,000 breeders died. I didn't sell regular eggs for consumption. I sold hatching eggs, which were always at a premium. And as soon as that happened, the next morning I got up. It was a total disaster. And I had 100 crate of eggs in the basement, and that had all filled up with water, so those eggs were worthless because it was muddy water. And the Red Cross found out about it. At that time, I was just about turning 30, and 3 kids. My baby was 3 months old, the oldest was 3, and it was hot and muggy in the summertime. The chickens were beginning to rot and get full of maggots, and all I did for 3 weeks is to walk around, never changed clothes, never washed, and slept in my shoes and socks. Imagine in a hot summer for 3 weeks. After a while you begin to smell, right? But the Red Cross heard about us, gave Sally $800 for Sally to buy food and clothes for the kids, you know. At the end of that time, money was all gone, and she says, you either go out and get a job, or I'm going to go back to Mom.